I promise. It's amazing, Andrew, to see the team behind the scenes at work. Is this a 24/7 operation?
Well, Monday through Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Monday through Thursday, it will run basically 24/7. Friday is when we get to catch up on maintenance and all the machinery and cleaning and things like that. But typically, because I'm on, say, every 3 months at HSN, usually before our shows, because this is something else we talk about often, all of the product for the shows are made before the shows.
Right.
So usually I would say the 2 to 6 weeks out from a show, we are running probably almost 7 days a week.
Wow.
So we'll run overtime during those periods of time. And so again, that just underscores the fact that we are not making product and selling it through over a period of a couple of years. We are making product and selling through it over a period of a couple of weeks, literally, which is something I'm very proud of.
It's as fresh as it can be. We're going to go to the phones in a few moments' time. I do want to let everybody know that we have secure meal replacement available. There's a lot of us who perhaps have fallen off the bandwagon already when it comes to maybe losing some weight, becoming a little leaner in the new year. You're not the only one. This is something that gets a lot of attention because the taste profile of Andrew's product is quite frankly astonishing. Well, I'll let Andrew explain it, but in terms of meal replacement products in the market, nothing can you do. You're throwing it on yourself.
I like my Secure so much I wanted to wear it. But what I've done here is I put a scoop of chocolate into each glass. I could put water in there, or I'll put some milk in there. But there's no meal replacement that mixes as readily as this, that mixes as easily as this, and it was intended to be done so. Every single ingredient in there, as I kind of say with our multivitamin, we pretend it's the only ingredient. So we make sure that each ingredient will not introduce a bad taste experience, won't introduce a bad solubility experience. So you'll even see, and this is chocolate, and chocolate is going to be one of the more challenging ones in terms of solubility. But as you can see, without even stirring it, they basically mix. And even the milk here is cold, and cold things actually aren't as easy to mix.
Right.
But as you can see, it already starts to look like chocolate milk.
And it tastes so good. Oh my, I've had a chance to try them all at this stage, and they're all so well received.
And then here the water. So you see how without a blender, most meal replacements, you just have to use a blender.
Like that.
Without a blender, it still mixes, and wow. It's like, it's just delicious. It's like, I could say Nestle's Quick when I was a little kid. When
right.
It's exactly that flavor.
You went to them and said to the fast food restaurants, I want something that's going to taste as good as going to a fast food restaurant.
Well, what I did is you go to the flavor houses. Oh, this is good. Yeah. You go to the flavor houses, and basically you have to create a flavor, and it's really sort of a bit of an art form. And for us, most companies don't want to spend much on flavor. That's why their products taste terrible. We didn't, whatever it cost, that's what it was going to be. So we invest in flavor like no one else invests in flavor. And what I simply did, it's like anything. You say, what is your target for chocolate? So I went to my favorite, not that I have them anymore, the favorite best tasting chocolate shakes from a fast food restaurant that we all know, and I said that's the flavor I want to emulate. The same thing with the vanilla, and with the coffee, I went to that favorite coffee place that had a delicious, sweet, yummy coffee, and of course ours is nutritious. It's like a mini multivitamin when you consume it, and it delivers high levels of soy protein, and soy protein in terms of weight loss, soy protein's unrivaled. Of course ours is non-GMO. I'm always asked that question.
Yeah.
We would never use GMO anything. So ours is, of course, non-GMO soy protein. We also have a version that uses our marine collagen peptides as a protein source. We also have a version that uses our whey protein, our remarkable whey protein isolate, as a protein source. Your pick, whichever protein you prefer. You can find it at hsn.com. I'm going to drink this. You can dock it.
Please, and just to let you know as well, other than the chocolate, the pina colada is gorgeous. We're going to go to Texas and say good evening to Margie. Margie, welcome to the Monday Night Show. Margie, you're on air with Adam, and in a few moments when Andrew's finished his chocolate shake, as it were, Mr. Andrew Lessman. Margie, how are you tonight?
I'm fine, and thank you for taking my call. This is my question. I am
welcome,
taking
Margie.
1 multivitamin, 2 for vein support, 2 for eye support, 2 for nails, 2 for glucosamine, and 2 omega oil. Now this is what I do. I open up the capsules just like Andrew Lessman does, and I put them on a tablespoon of yogurt, and I take them all like that. Now I do not open the omega oil My question is that okay?
That's
Is that okay?
fine.
That I open them up and I'm...
You're absolutely fine. What's interesting is some folks, even though all of our capsules are very, as you know, they're very small, they're very easy to swallow, but some people just don't like swallowing pills.
Right.
And some people, I had an uncle who just had a phobia. You could give him a pill the size of like the head of a pin, and he wouldn't be able to swallow. So that's completely fine. I often do that, I was saying, with the cinnamon. I sprinkle it on my oat bran. I'll sprinkle it in a smoothie. We often do that at home when we're making a drink. We'll sprinkle whatever we choose to, whether it's glucosamine. I open the glucosamine and chondroitin, I put it on Lincoln's food. So what you're doing is absolutely fine, and I applaud you for having the resourcefulness to figure out a way that works for you. That's great. So not a problem. Perfect.
One more
Thank
question.
you, Margie, so much for the call.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Margie.
What, did we lose Margie?
Oh, did we lose Margie?
We'll try and get her back. We'll try and get Margie
then
back.
You also sell the
are you there?
CoQ10 with 300, 200, and 100.
Right.
So I have two moody
Right.
children. It says something about that it helps with the mood. My children are 32 and 36. Should I buy the separate CoQ10?
When you said you have moody children, I thought you were going to say they're like 11 and 13.
No,
not 32 and
They inherited
36.
from my husband. Very moody.
They inherited from your husband, not you, your husband. So CoQ10 is not necessarily something that helps with mood. What you often hear in terms of mood are things like vitamin D or things like omega-3s. But to the extent it could have something to do with energy level and maybe they're fatigued, perhaps CoQ10. But there's all sorts of great research that talks about vitamin D, talks about even B12. But vitamin D and omega-3s, because omega-3s are what our brain is made of. And vitamin D is something where the highest concentration of vitamin D receptors in the brain are in the highest functioning areas in those emotional centers in the brain. So vitamin D and omega-3, which are two very affordable products, might be a good way to help them. Maybe a multivitamin with good levels of vitamin D like our Essential One.
Thank you so much, Margie. Great question. If
Thanks,
you've
Margie.
got questions, then 1-866-376-8255.
That's a great question. I thought when her talking about her kids being moody, I thought she was going to talk about young kids. And
Not 32 and 30.
Well, I'm sure my parents might say that I'm moody every once in a while, so they'll definitely say that about my sister. Just kidding if she's watching.
No, your sister, does she live near you here?
No, I grew up in New York. Hopefully my sister knows I'm kidding. I grew up in New York, so my sister stayed on the East Coast. My sister, she lives in Connecticut.
Okay. Oh,
so
beautiful.
she's just outside the city. So I often go back to the East Coast and visit. And I moved to the West Coast because I was all about sports and outdoor activities. So that was the center of sports and fitness and wellness. So I moved out there when I left when I was in school. So.
Well, folks, we are thrilled that you are part of our family as well with the Andrew Lessman Takeover. We're going to go over this way. We like